Hey there, how is it going? I want to show you something that I think is pretty cool. Maybe you'll think it's cool as well, but we saw this the other day and decided to order it. So it's a map of all the counties of Utah, which is where we live. Our kids right now in school are learning about our home state, and so we thought it would be fun, when we saw this, to do some road trips and see if we can't scratch off every county in our state. We thought it'd be fun and kind of a new possibility for us to kind of get out of the house, as we all need right now, and take a few little, backyard road trips and things like that to see some cool new things. We always talk about in our travel about theming your travel or having a purpose. And so when you have a purpose, then it gets us out of the house more, if we have kind of a goal and the things that we're going to do. So, and to be honest with you, some of these places in Utah, I'm talking about Tooele, Juab, Millard, and Beaver counties, there's not a whole lot there. So having a goal of scratching off a map might be the only reason why we would intentionally try and actually go there. So this will be a lot of fun. I'll keep you updated in our social media about the ones that we want to cross off. But I thought that what I would talk about today is road trips and how we can use credit cards and credit card points to do those road trips. So in honor of that, I've got my first road trip hoodie on. Got this for a Bay Area trip that we did a few years ago, and it started the whole hoodie process for me. So kind of excited about that. But today I've got 5 tips for you for ways that you can use your credit cards and your credit card points to maximize their value and your experience. So number 1 is to use those points for hotels. May seem obvious, but maybe not to some. Number 2 is to use those points to book your Airbnb. Number 3, using your credit card points to pay for a car rental if you just choose to rent instead of drive your own. Number 4, using the right credit card to pay for a car rental to get insurance and as well as earn the right points. And number 5, maximizing your points earning by having the right card in your wallet and using it for all the dining spending that you'll do on your road trip. So let's dig into each one of these and talk about how you can use those points the best way. So number 1 is to use your points to book hotels. We all know we use hotels when we're flying somewhere. We don't always think about it when we're taking road trips. Sometimes that's because we're not using hotels, we're staying with family or friends, or camping, but utilizing those points means that you can stay in hotels, take some road trips maybe you didn't think you could. So using your points for hotels is pretty straightforward. You can transfer your points to hotel partners if you have that capability, or you can search for hotels in your credit cards portal. So you just log into Chase or American Express or Citi and just go ahead and use their travel portal to search, and it should give you how much it will cost in points as well as dollars, and you can decide if it's worth it to use your points in those instances. But number 2, using your points for Airbnb. A lot of people don't think that you can do this because there's no direct way to do it. You can't go into your portal and book an Airbnb. But what you can do is almost every credit card out there will give you a way to either reimburse or get cash back for any purchases that you make. So what you would do is go on to Airbnb, go ahead and find the right place, the right accommodations, right where you need it. And that's the great thing, is there's no real restriction here. So find the place you want, go ahead and pay for it. And then with Airbnb, obviously that charge doesn't really hit until you've actually completed the stay. Once that charge hits your credit card, then you can go into your credit card portal and request a reimbursement or request cash back and offset that charge. A lot of times you don't get the best point value, but the great thing about Airbnbs is they're actually usually less money. And so when you calculate just how much it costs for you to stay somewhere, not necessarily the penny per penny comparison, Airbnbs can actually be a really great way to use your points for those stays. Number 3 is the car rental. Same thing with car rentals. A lot of people don't use their points for this because the calculation doesn't always come out to be the biggest value. But if you do it this way, you can still get a ton of value out of your points for a car rental. So step one is you're going to go on to your credit card portal, same place you'd search for your flights and your hotels, and search for car rentals. Do a little bit of research, find the right car, the time, the frame that you need, and write those numbers down, how much it would cost you in points, and write the cash number down as well, just for good comparison. Then what you're gonna wanna do is find your favorite budget search site. Like Priceline is one I use, but there are many out there that can search for a little bit cheaper car rental rates. So go ahead and utilize those search engines, try 2 or 3, find the very best rate that you can for the car that you need and the place that you want it. And obviously taking brand into consideration. I've never had a problem with any brands, but there's definitely some new ones out there. And so it's worth reading a few reviews. But find the cheapest or best value, the one that you really want to take. And then if it's less than what you found in the portal, then you can go ahead and just reserve that car rental. And same thing with the Airbnb. Most of the time, unless they're offering an early book discount, you actually don't even need to pay for that until later, which is wonderful because it means that you can accumulate a few more points between when you're booking and when you travel. And so if you don't have all the points together and you can anticipate how many points you'll get in a month or two, if it's a little ways off, then it's a wonderful way to still book some things and just let the pieces fall into place. So once that charges hit your account, same with the Airbnb, you will just go into your credit card, ask for a reimbursement or ask for cash back, and that will offset that cost. So on to number 4. So number 4 isn't really using your points. Number 4 is all about getting some more points. If you have the right card in your wallet, then there are some perks for using your credit card to pay for the car rental. So any credit card that bonuses travel as a broad category, Chase is especially great for this. If you have a Chase card that bonuses travel, then the car rental, when you pay for it, you're gonna earn bonus points on that charge. And we love our bonus points. And so if you have either of the Sapphire cards or any of the Inc. business cards or Capital One, their Spark business cards, all have what's called primary coverage waiver, primary damage waiver insurance already built into the card. So if you use that credit card to pay for any portion of the car rental, then that primary coverage kicks in. So what does that cover? It basically covers the rental itself. Now, any damage that's done to someone else's car, then your auto insurance would kick in those instances. You'll want to check for that and make sure that your car rental policy has rental as part of your coverage, but most policies will. So the primary coverage will take care of the car. And the reason we call it primary coverage is because it kicks in before any other types of coverage that you might have. The great thing about doing this is it saves you a ton of money because you can decline the insurance that the rental company will try and sell you when you rent the car. And that could be $10, $15, $20 a day. Over the course of a week, you could save hundreds of dollars. And for me, those hundreds of dollars of savings are gonna go right into the food. Number 5, the food. Make sure that you have the right credit card in your wallet to bonus your dining. When we're on a road trip, we're eating everything from McDonald's to a nice meal in a place that maybe we've never been. And so all of that dining expense is going to count in a dining category. So if you have a dining card that's bonusing that category, then you are going to get a ton of bonus points on this trip. So you know me and my motto, nope, never 1 point ever. We always want to get those bonus categories, so make sure you're using a card that's bonusing your dining and put all of your food expenses onto that card during your trip and you can earn a ton of bonus points. So just to recap, our quick 5 awesome tips to maximize that road trip. 1, use your points to book a hotel. 2, use your points to book an Airbnb. Number 3, even use your points to rent the car. Number 4, use your credit card to pay for the car and get the primary coverage insurance as well as earn some bonus points in travel categories. Number 5, make sure you're using the right card to take care of your dining. And I'll also give you a bonus 6th tip. Number 6. If you have the Chase Sapphire Reserve, then every year you get a $300 travel credit. The really cool thing about this card and that travel credit, it's very, very broad. So it can cover anything from parking garages to toll booths to the car rental, the Airbnb. So many things that you're gonna end up having to pay for on this trip will fall into that category. So that can knock down another $300 off the cost of any road trip that you might take this year. Hope you enjoyed this. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and click subscribe to see future videos. Hit the alarm button if you want to be notified so that you can not miss out on any of these awesome tips. We love making these videos and just offering some value to you so that you can get out there and travel even more. If you did like the video, give it a thumbs up. And I gotta go start making some plans to see how we can get all of those counties in. We want to take a lot of road trips, but maybe we want to take a little bit fewer road trips to hit some of those less desirable locations, hit those all in one fell swoop. So till next time, I will see you later.